And we are about to start here. So let's give it up for the runners and good luck to both as we head off into the intro stage for some beginning fun.
Perfect sync to start. That's good.
We're gonna see some corner boosts coming up hopefully soon, and that is what Adam was just talking about. You gain some frames over the course of the run by getting as many corner boosts as possible.
Ooh, Octavia
gets
this. Yeah, LarviStar didn't get it. And you can see that splits them up just a little bit, about a second now. Also, one thing happened: LarviStar bonked on a block trying to go for a corner boost and lost a little time there.
Octavia's going to come cleanly out. It looks like, I don't know if that was a corner boost at the end there, but she's going to come out on top for the first level as we head off to Tree Zone.
Yeah, in Tree Zone 1, you're going to see the main thing is there's no, like, real tricks other than a quick power-up grab. That's just, you know, grab it quickly, basically. Turn around and get it. Corner boost and killing frogs. And the reason we want to kill a bunch of frogs is towards the end of the game, both runners are going to try to have 99 kills going into the final level, which allows them to get a 100th kill on an enemy in the castle, and allows the 100th kill gives you a star, and it happens in a way that saves about a second and a half. So both runners go for that kill route strat.
Very nice frog bounces here. Octavia still with a slight lead here going into Tree 2, and very clean levels. Tree 1 is a very smooth level. There's not much slowdown except for the mushroom grab. And here we go into Tree 2 here.
Yeah, this stage you're going to see the first spin jump power-up grab. Both runners get a continuous power-up grab where you spin jump and you can grab a power-up, spin jumping into the top of the block in this game while moving. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool strat.
Both runners smoothly making their way through, taking some damage. And looks like Octavia is going to kill the first cowfish, but it ends up evening out as both runners leave the pipe. Pretty much identical spot here, so it's going to be a very close race throughout. And Octavia doing some backwards flying. That's some swag right there.
Yeah. Looks cool. One thing about killing that first fish is it doesn't lose as much as it looks like because it reduces lag. Although Octavia does slow down a little bit, but keeps the power up. That's the main thing. You want to keep your power up for the next stage. Save several seconds in the next stage.
Tree left can definitely be a separator here because of this super jump coming up. It's a very consistent strat, but it is very possible to miss, and both runners look like they got it.
Yeah, LarviStar got it with, like, more room to spare, and it looks like LarviStar did the lag reduction, whereas Octavia couldn't really do it because she had, like, she had to make sure she was gonna get on the platform to begin with. But overall, no major goof-ups yet. Tree 4 is the place where major goof-ups can happen.
Now this stage is definitely notorious for being quite a pain because there are some strats coming up which we probably won't be seeing here, but there is a quick fire grab which is optimal in the normal run, but in a race there is a safe grab which is ideal to go for, and it looks like LarviStar gets one variation as Octavia goes for the other. Nice clean section there.
They both did. There's two variations of the safe grab, and they both got it. And hopefully Octavia can get to the pipe. Oh no! She jumps over the cloud. She jumps over the cloud, and she'll have to do the stage over as Small Mario. The real scary part of Tree 4 is the platforming at the end, because there's lag, mainly. Even though it's consistent lag, I tend to goof up there as well. But looks like she's okay, though. She's got a power-up. She'll get another one. And she'll be fine.
This section is very tricky if you don't have the bunny ears, unfortunately. And smart move grabbing the bell second time around because you do not want to have to play the stage for a third time if it goes wrong again. The lag at the end is definitely the most frustrating part of the level, just because even though you know it's there and you anticipate it, it's very easy to still mess it up and fall, which a lot of attempts do fail there, so... She's going to take it slow here and safely get across. Good job.
Alright, so she gets through second try. That's really important. You can see that the real risk in not taking the bunny ears, which a lot of people don't, because it's like a couple seconds slower. The real risk is that you can fall into a pit. I mean, even not where you're grabbing the fire flower, anywhere in the stage. That's about a hot minute or so that she lost, which isn't enough to determine the race or anything, but...
So, it looks like LarviStar has a decent lead here, making his way through space 1. Gets a nice jump off of that spike pillar. It's a very clean stage so far, as Octavia makes her way through the hippo stage in the bubble. Then some backward swag again.
Yeah, that's one thing you can do, is jump left into the bubble. And if you do it correctly, you won't lose any time. You won't, lose your P-speed. Also, what song is this, Kratos, that LarviStar's in?
It's the star song. That funky star song. It's the star song. That funky star song. So Space 2. Everyone's favorite auto-scroller, because we get a nice catchy theme to play along to, and even though it's played many times, I'd say it still has some charm to it. And it's essentially just preparation for the boss at the end of the stage, which everyone is prepared for, but not necessarily ready for, because anything can happen in that boss fight. There's so much variance with the strats, and you really have to spend a lot of time practicing in order to get a very clean 1 cycle or 2 cycle.
Yeah, the boss of the stage that LarviStar's in, and Octavia soon will be in, is very seemingly easy, because you just have to shoot him with fireballs, but the problem is he's only vulnerable in a very short period of time, so you have to time your fireball shots in a specific range of frames that he's vulnerable. He's always vulnerable, but there's most of the time he gets stunned for a long time, and you don't want that if you're a speedrunner, for him to get stunned, because you can't get the next hit in until he gets unstunned. You want to get him as many shots in while he is able to get hit consecutively. 4 to be exact would be optimal, and then you stomp him for the final 2 hit points, because stomps are twice as powerful as individual fireballs. But you're most likely going to see LarviStar get a 2 shots and 2 stomps, although in practice he is one of only 2 people to get the optimal kill, which is 6 shots and no stomps. But that's incredibly hard to do.
Let's see how LarviStar tackles the boss. It's going to settle for a 2 cycle, but unfortunately takes damage, so this is going to require one of 2 things. Either to grab a safe mushroom power-up, which loses a few seconds, or go for a risky carrot grab, which, if done optimally, will keep you on pace with your current run.
Yeah, that's the difference with the 2 cycles is basically whether or not you can get the stomps in optimally without penetrating the hitbox of the Tanga. And like you said, there's 2 backups, and we'll see which one he goes for. Meanwhile, Octavia having some trouble through the stage, but she'll be fine. She got the power up, and she's all set to go.
Yeah, Octavia's been doing really well. It's improved quite a lot, and it's exciting to see all the progress that she's made throughout this entire tournament, and even beforehand. So it looks like Octavia
Despawn.
does have a little bit of trouble, as Adam mentioned, the despawn. That's a weird mechanic that this game has, where if a boss is killed at the very top of the screen, it'll actually despawn off the top and save a couple seconds. But it doesn't. It only occurs in this fight because the other fight that it can happen in is impossible to do in real time, which is the pigs fight.
One thing, so Octavia also is small, but because she got the despawn, she saved maybe a tiny bit of time over LarviStar. Not much, maybe like a second or so on that fight. But at the same time, she's still gonna have to go for a backup. We'll see if she takes the mushroom or if she goes all out and goes for the carrot. Yeah, safety backup. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I always feel like going for the mushroom is the safest bet in a race. You can go for the carrot, but it's very risky. LarviStar making his way through the auto-scroller in Macro Zone, which is the most dangerous auto-scroller in any Mario game, in my opinion, because there's so many places you can fall off, and unfortunately, if you die there, it loses a lot of time. And Octavia takes a death in Macro 1. That's
well,
really
she had to. She took damage before the power-up grab, and you need to spin jump that fire flower. There is a backup to get another fire flower, but it's so far out of the way that it's better just to restart the level. She tried redoing the section there to get the jump, but that ant is just kind of in the way, and that's one of the scariest parts of the run is that power-up grab, because you need that fire flower to access the secret exit of the level to get to the level that LarviStar was just in.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good point to bring up. It's just that the backup fire is just way too difficult to. It's too time consuming, and I know Deer mentioned that it's better to take a quick death in Macro 1 than to go through and grab the second fire flower.
Yeah, it doesn't lose as much time as you think. I mean, obviously it is a big mistake, but meanwhile, LarviStar having some big hiccups in Macro 4 here, having to back up and losing quite a bit of time. Not enough to make a difference yet, but it could down the road, combined with another couple of mistakes. Good boss kill, though.
Yeah, he did have to go for the bunny ears, which there is an optimal strat in runs to actually grab the bunny ears optimally. It is a riskier strat, so having to grab them and slow down to grab the fire flower later takes a bit more time, and so he did lose some time on that stage, but very fast rat kill though. It's a very impressive fight there.
Meanwhile, Octavia making her way through the auto-scroller. LarviStar about a stage ahead or so, stage and a half. Making his way into Pumpkin Zone, which... Ooh, he loses his Fire Flower, and he's mad. He pauses. The reason it's bad is because it's going to be very hard for him to get enough kills throughout the game now. To get that kill route we talked about, which isn't a huge deal, but...
The fire flower being the most essential item going into Pumpkin Zone and ideally can be kept all throughout the Pumpkin Zone if you choose to, especially if you're going for safe strats. You want to rack up your kills in Pumpkin 1, as Adam mentioned. And the fire flower lost actually in the beginning as a result of the spike ball just not cooperating, and sometimes it will spawn going down instead of staying above, which is always frustrating to have to deal with, because it's not always easy to remember that it's going to happen, and so recovering is a little bit difficult on the fly.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much time, but the main thing that he has to worry about is now this stage is a lot harder, not only getting his kills, but also getting through. See, there's another, that can happen. I mean, now he's small, he's got to be really careful. I wonder if he goes for the backup. Yes, he knows it. Oh, but he didn't get the boo in the right place. Oh no! He's gonna have to be really careful not to take a death in this stage. Ooh, good Octavia!
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice kill there at the end there. Saves it at the end, but very clean stage. I believe she entered the pipe at 3:58, which is a very good time at the end of Macro 4. So great job playing that stage.
Yeah, she can make up a lot of time on Pumpkin 1 and Pumpkin 2. Excuse me, over LarviStar. LarviStar had some major troubles, but nothing huge, you know. But we'll see. Excuse Excuse me.
Octavia has definitely practiced this stage quite a lot, and so I've seen some really good plays, and like I said, just tremendous skill on her part. Really learning a lot and improving her PB quite a lot over the course of this tournament, so it's really great to see so much skill come together. Very clean stairs, very nice, Octavia.
Indeed.
Just a little slow down at the end, but that was a near perfect pumpkin one. That was a very good level.
So not only did she make up a couple seconds there, she also has her fire flower, which makes it much more likely for her not only to get to her kill count, which could save a couple more seconds in the castle, and we already saw that killing the faces without the star in the castle has literally been the difference in a race before in this very tourney. So the kill route could be something that comes into play later on. Depending on how LarviStar feels about killing the stars without the star, we could see some major hiccups later on from him. Whereas Octavia, if she has the star, it's pretty free as compared to the other kills method. Oh no! LarviStar is pausing.
It looks
He
like
lost his bunny ears, which is gonna. Go ahead.
That was. I don't know. I kind of was looking away for 1 second. Because I checked over to see how Octavia was playing, and it looks like he just bonked one of the boos at the very end, which is
he was going
really
for that
the worst
corner
play.
boost. He was going for that corner boost. He bonked his head and fell into the boo, and he lost. He's gonna lose more time, not just because of the pause, but what's gonna hurt him is not having his bunny ears. He's gonna have to reroute the entire next two zones. He's gonna have to go and pick up a carrot from Mario Zone 1, or else he's gonna lose a lot of time in Turtle Zone 1, because Turtle Zone 1's a water level and you're supposed to fly over it. And there he goes.
That last corner boost in Pumpkin 4 is definitely a tricky one to go for, and if you don't react quick enough, you will hit that boo. That's
really
actually the first time I've seen that happen from a runner, and unfortunately, he did lose bunny ears in his last race as well. So
he had a really clean. After that power-up grab, he did some really good jumps to get through room 1. What? There's a carrot at the end of the level. What are you doing? He could have.
LarviStar appears to reset. That's a very interesting move on his part. I mean, there is a carrot at the end, so.
Yeah, he could have still went back and got the other. Yeah, there's a carrot. He needs the carrot, and he needs to beat the level to keep the carrot.
So Octavia actually going into the witch fight here. So if she pulls out ahead with this fight, she might actually be ahead after this going into Turtle Zone, because
if she keeps her carrot.
This is wild. And so how much time do you lose by having to go to Mario Zone first?
About 15 to 20 seconds. Just 50. I think it's 15 just with the reroute that he did. Like, just the reroute is 15, I think. It's much closer than it was, but he's already done Mario Zone 1, so he's still got a pretty big lead, but it does make things interesting. Another hiccup there. I think that's just nerves, or LarviStar's been grinding for world record in Pac-Man arrangement too, so that that might be consuming most of his time as well, but either way, they're in the same level now, so it's much more interesting.
Yeah, it looks like he is still up by stage, though, at the end of all this. But yeah, Octavia pulling a clean fight and just keeping it alive here, which is really cool. It keeps these races exciting. I tell you, every race has been really exciting because different things happen every time. You never know.
LarviStar's in Turtle 2. This stage is it's quite an interesting one. A lot of swimming, which swimming horizontally there's RNG involved, whether or not you get a fast or slow swim. Essentially, it's a coin flip based on the frame counter, being even or odd. And then vertical swimming is kind of precise to get like fast. You have to like do like a mash and release, but like it's not like a mash fast. It's like a continuous like press and release kind of mash. This is a really tough stage to do optimally.
Out of all the levels in this game, I'd say Turtle 2 is probably the one where the most time save really disappears because there's so much water, and you really want fast swim as much as possible. You never want slow swim, so anytime you get slow swim, that's extra time loss that you don't need, and unfortunately, you don't have any control over that. You can make some small adjustments touching ground, but there's always a chance that the coin doesn't flip in your favor, so something
not
unfortunate
like
that you have
but
to
like
deal with.
if you have to correct for RNG, there's a bigger chance that you'll make a mistake that you're not used to making or something like especially like in Turtle 3, like when you'll see the runners maybe have to correct for swims and like they'll jump into a spike in the ceiling that they normally wouldn't have to worry about. Not a bad stage though from LarviStar. He did not get the Gordo skip, so this first section's a little slower in Turtle 3. But not a big difference between the two runners. Pretty much the same strats. It's a little bit better execution from on LarviStar's side.
Very clean section there for LarviStar, getting through the... I believe that's the half nasty. Octavia making her way into Turtle 3, grabbing the carrot.
Oh no! She takes damage. She's gonna have to wait for the spike, because you do not want to lose your big... You want to have that's the only damage you can take in that entire level, or it loses a lot of time. And... interesting... Oh no! She gets hit, and... in a tight spot here. Looks like she's gonna play... Oh, good. She used the turtle shell to get through.
Plays the game, plays it safe. That's very nice. Let's see. Okay, good. Survives the bonefish, so keeps the fire. This is going to make the boss fight extremely fast, which is what you want to see.
SpeedGaming 1, thank you for the raid. Adam's new alert on his stream needs to be, oh no! I think I picked that up from Controller Head. I'm very impressionable. Or something like that.
Coin number 5 obtained from Octavia as she now makes her way towards Mario Zone. LarviStar still with a decent lead here, and he's going to be... I think he's okay on the kill count as long as he gets enough kills in the next stage. He might need an extra one here though if he wants to get that 91 optimal.
He'll be fine as long as he remembers to spin jump the bullet bill. One thing we didn't mention is that super jump that Octavia just got on the right is a 2-frame window, and really clean first room for both her and LarviStar. They had pretty much the same first room. This is a tough level on your right to do optimally, and LarviStar's in Mario Zone 3, so he's about 2 stages ahead or something, but nothing's in the bag yet. A lot of things can happen. From little things like that to big things like the castle.
Yeah, the castle always looms at the end of the run, so whenever you think you're in the clear, you always have to remember that there is a chance the castle can be the castle, and be a very rude castle at that.
And he does get that spin jump, and he has the perfect number, so he will have his kill route. I wonder if that's the reason he soft reset, or maybe that's why he soft reset in Mario 1 so he could play the stage over and get more kills. Or maybe it was frustration, I'm not sure.
I believe soft resetting does reset your kill count to what it was before, as long as you soft reset before the death completely finishes. So some of those soft resets I'm not entirely sure about. I think it's always better to just continue forward.
Yeah, it's definitely you're right. It definitely has to do with the power-up.
Octavia making her way into Mario 3, as LarviStar makes his way into the pigs fight, which, when done cleanly, looks absolutely fantastic, and you want to kill them as quickly as possible. Lightning fast there for the first pig. So
he plays on keyboard, which allows... Well, I don't know if it allows for a faster mash, but he definitely is one of the faster mashers to begin with, and really good at killing those pigs. The way this game works is, like, you still can only, like, press one button at a time, like, with the fireballs, like, so even if you have, like, 4 different ways to, like, mash, like, you still have to be able to, like, mash fast, which he is known for. He does
Octavia with the perfect kill count. So, looks like one full stage behind, but the castle can be brutal, and depending on where you die in the castle, if you do, you can lose a lot of time, especially a third floor death is the most costly death you will experience in the castle. So, as with most of the races this tournament, the castle plays a huge factor again, and anything can happen here.
Ooh, just barely getting the 3-frame jump over the spike ball there. On the last frame, he clears it. Still in good shape going into room 3 as Octavia goes into pigs.
It looks like LarviStar is still on... I don't know if it's a 770 pace, but at least a 768 pace for the first room Wario.
Yeah, it's looking like he's gonna have, like, he's on pace to get a 69, which means he'll have to probably wait till 68, unless it's an extremely high 69 and he just catches it.
Octavia with a clean pig fight.
Oh no, yeah, 68 pace, definitely 68 pace.
Ooh.
And a good fight from Octavia, so they will be in the castle at the same time. So if LarviStar takes a death at the end of this castle, which could happen, depending on what happens with the fight or the star grab here, then Octavia will have her chance to take the lead.
Alright, Octavia's starting to castle LarviStar at the end here. Let's see how Wario goes. It does end up getting the 768. That's a mechanic that's very interesting to this game, is if your timer ends in a 0, 4, or an 8, when walking past the end of room 1 of the Wario fight, you manipulate Wario to land as soon as you get near him in the second phase.
And that's exactly, he knew where he was going to land, which is nice and quick. As Octavia makes her way through room 3, 3 hits for LarviStar, and that is time, 27:57. LarviStar will be moving on to the next race, and Octavia will be finishing up shortly as well.
Great play from Octavia here. Really doing the best she can to just keep it pace throughout, and really was a pretty close race throughout the entire run. Very smooth castle, too.
The death in Tree 4 did hurt a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it was... I think she lost over a minute from that. Just over a minute, and it looks like she's going to be down by about that much when she finishes. Maybe a little bit more, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, we've seen... I believe we saw in an earlier race in this tournament. It may have been Spaceman and... Dad Infinitum, where a death actually was ended up being the separator between the two of them, which, as you can see, deaths in this game are extremely costly, and Tree Zone especially has brought quite a few deaths actually in this tournament, and so the race probably would have been significantly closer without that death. So it's always unfortunate to see that, but nonetheless, very good play. Octavia taking a hit here in phase 2. She's going to have to take this carefully here.
Something to note is technically the stage is called Tree 5, because technically, I think it's something within the game's coding, but there's 5 stages and 5 normal stages in Tree Zone, and the one on the right is supposed to be Tree 3, which is the bees level, and then the one that we call Tree 3 is actually Tree 4, and the one that we call Tree 4 is actually Tree 5. And sub 30 for Octavia. Really good time considering the mistakes early on in Tree 5. See how I did it. Really good recovery from her.
A very impressive play once again. It was really a good race, and it was really great to see just how well the runners compose themselves throughout it. It's really tough in a race situation, just being with like the nerves and other things, especially just knowing that you're probably not going to play as well as your PB, and so there's always going to be some safe strats you're going to keep in mind, and being able to execute in a tight situation under pressure is very impressive to see. But great job by both runners here. Let's see if we're going to call in some of the runners to talk for a post-race interview.
Yep. Let's see, I don't know if they're both... I know last time LarviStar did an interview. I don't know if he will this time. They are both invited.
Hold on, let's see how I do this now.
It will be, I don't know.
Sending one to Octavia right now. How do I do this?
Am I audible now?
Hello, Octavia, can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine and dandy. How you feeling?
Disappointed in Tree 4.
Yeah. Tree 4 tends to be... It tends to be the one level, like, if things happen, it's happened race after race, but you recovered really well, throughout the rest of the race. It got a little bit tight. Yeah, Macro 1, I forgot about that. That can be one, I was mentioning that could, after the fact, that it can be very scary to get that power up. But you did the right thing by backing out of the level because it was the faster decision. What was going through your mind as the race unfolded?
You know, I was thinking when I hit Tree 2, finally, I made it out of the first 2 levels without making a mistake in a tourney race. Because I died in intro my first level, and then Tree 1 my second race in that level. But so I'm sitting here, I'm at the final jump in Tree 4, and just overshoot it. You could blame it on the lag, you can blame it on the controller, but whatever happened, I overshot it.
That's what I was explaining. The real reason, I guess, like in my first race that I went for the carrot, it wasn't because of the power-up grab. It was because of that platforming and the platforming before. It can be really hard with the lag, the time jumps. If you press it, if a lag frame causes you to press it early or something, or if you try to press it late, or if you just hold the button too long, because of lag, it takes longer to get that jump going. You might try to overcorrect and jump over things. That platform at the end, I mean, we lose runs all the time. Deer and I, everybody. So yeah, but you showed off a lot of strength, I thought, in that race. Between Turtle 2, Mario 1, did you feel like good about the good levels, or were you just thinking about the bad ones?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about like how fast can I go now? Like how much? I was like, once I died in Macro 2, I'm like, I'm 2 minutes behind. Let me just sub 30. That was my goal, was sub 30. And I did it. I had a sloppy castle, but overall I played pretty strong. I was a little ahead on kills, so I had to think about that in Mario 2, which wasn't that bad. I went to get damaged by that high pig. I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to take the damage for lag, but I killed him. And took damage to it. worked out. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I had after macro 1, I was still ahead of PB until castle. Like if I cut off the 2 minutes lost from the deaths, I was making up time. I golded a few levels too.
Yeah, it was a really. I mean, I think you would have played better. I mean, other than the deaths and well, the intentional death in macro 1. Other than those 2 mistakes, I think you had enough to definitely PB with. The rest of the race was good enough to
Definitely.
PB with, like 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I
But
thought your
yeah.
play was really good, Octavia. I mean, you pulled through in a lot of levels. I mean, it was really impressive to see how you handle a lot of the levels, and some really good play, especially near the end too. That was a good recovery in Turtle 3, and it was just I was really impressed. And aside from the beginning, like the separator being like the deaths and tree zone, I mean, that was really well played throughout. Like, just really good, solid gameplay from you.
So let's talk about the winner. How did he do? What was his strengths? Where did he falter? Because he looked like he was a little bit behind his personal best.
Yeah, he was doing pretty well up until Pumpkin Zone. But Pumpkin Zone 1, he lost his Fire Flower, and
Ooh, that's rough.
he slopped up pretty good in Pumpkin 2. Had to be, he took damage a couple times and had to slow down for power-ups. And boos were in his way, and but he got through. He lost his carrot before the witch fight on the last boo before the witch, and because of that, he went to Mario Zone, and he forgot to get the carrot, so he had to go back. So he paused for a little while. He did a rage pause but he eventually recovered, went back, got the carrot, and then he did Turtle Zone pretty well, and then everything else was pretty clean on his end.
Did he go to, because there's 2 options. The worst option is going to Mario 2 and getting the carrot there, but that really messes up Mario 3. So did he go back into Mario 1 after beating it and then select out?
No, he soft reset halfway through the stage because he went past the first carrot, and I don't know if he forgot about the second carrot, so he just, plus his kill count was low, so like I think he could have also gotten, or he thought he could get his kill count up, but I think it had to do with like he went past the carrot and he was like, oh crap, I went past the carrot, so I got to do the stage over again, which it was very confusing. We kind of spent the next couple minutes trying to figure out why he did that. You'd have to see it to like figure out what the heck he did. So basically he lost a lot of time to soft resetting in Mario 1 once. That was like probably 20-30 seconds, but then he got his carrot, got through the level, went to Turtle Zone, Mario Zone, and his castle were all, I mean, not perfect, but they were all relatively, there was nothing really much to talk about.
Man, did you see my first pig kill? I just remembered.
Yeah, that was quick. That was I would say LarviStar mashing, because he mashes pretty fast too, but I think yours was faster than his.
Yeah, I was happy with my Satanga. I usually get a stun. I didn't get a stun. I didn't care that I was a power-up down at the time, After dying, then I was, changes your mindset a bit. But all of it was just a run, It happens. It happens in races, happens in life. So, hey, I get to take a little bit of a break. I've got some music stuff that I have planned. So, not having the stress of the tournament. Not that the tournament's stressful itself. It's just, getting ready for races and then like, well, how am I going to do? Like, I don't care if I win or lose. It's just the anxiety of the actual race. So it's nice to have that off my plate. But I loved every second of it. Retrospectively,
between the commentary,
I don't know. It's a complicated thing I'm trying to explain. Like, I don't want people to think like I wasn't.
Your last race was one of the closest and the most exciting races. The last one was like insanely close, back and forth. Like that one, I mean, I was on commentary, I was screaming. I mean, and for all those of you watching, Octavia actually composed this tournament's theme song that you hear before matches start and after they end. So, are you gonna compose more music for like that kind of stuff, or what is your plans with that?
I'm gonna write a whole bunch of stuff. I have plans on doing some like live loops where I get other people's ideas involved. I have one song I'm trying to polish and have it like, record label quality. It's almost done. I just have to get a couple solos into it. So a wide variety. But yeah, enough about that. Let's talk Super Mario Land 2. Who's LarviStar up against next?
That's a good question. Let me get the bracket up here. In the meantime, Kratos, do you have any questions for Octavia?
Well, I guess I was just really impressed with like the boss strategies, especially. Like I thought, that you made a great recovery in the rat fight, which was really impressive, and also just the rest of your bosses. I mean, I know we talked about Tatanga, but like really smooth kills on all the rest. Like the pigs fight, like I always find the pigs to be like the most impressive boss, just because of how quickly you can take out the first one and just 2 and 3 just follow suit. But
so I had race time open. I saw LarviStar 1 like halfway through my castle. So I was like, okay, let's just finish it, call it a night. And I missed the power up right before Wario, and then I went back for it and missed it. I was like, it's not worth it. And I was like, I'm gonna go for my corner carrot strat. So if you get Wario to fly to the other side of the screen, you can fly up. You have just enough space to jump in there and mash while you're hovering and get 3 really quick hits on him. There's probably a faster version of it, but that's the one that I taught myself. And I was like, I want to just do that just for the sake of sake of showing it to people. And of course I take it damage as soon as I get up there, and then I took damage again trying to go for the hit. So I had to play that super slow, but hey, I didn't die to Wario. I had a first time castle. It was good enough to close the evening. I don't know if I would have played the castle again if I died at Wario.
how are you feeling going into the castle? Do you feel like that was one of your... Because I thought that was a really well-played castle, so was that one of your better castles, you'd say? Like
No. I didn't spawn the chain ball after the Piranha Blaster jumps. So that lost like a half a second because I had to walk forward for it to spawn before I could do the slow jump. And then I also... had slow going into room 2, going up the stairs, and that's all stuff I've done before. I've gotten the super jump. I've made it, I've gotten the 3-frame jump across the chain ball. Like that's stuff I'm comfortable doing. But usually if I miss the super jump, especially in a race, I say, okay, I'm going to take the chain ball slow just so it doesn't mess up my rhythm. And then on the pillars coming through the castle, I was super close to jumping over the solid block in the last fading platform area. But luckily I hit it just enough to give me enough vertical momentum to land on the last pillar and jump off. Last platform and jump off of it.
It was very well executed on your part, and it was great to. It's always great to see clean castles in races, and it's really interesting how the strats vary quite a bit across the castle. Because some of our runners have gone for the 3-frame jump over the spike ball, and some of us have gone underneath it for safety. So it's really interesting to see how the variance plays out. Because even with going underneath, I'm not sure, but I guess playing cleanly throughout the rest, 770 castle is still possible. But like just really really cool, like to see like how you can play the strats differently, even in like room 2 or floor 2, where propeller room, where you can stand on either the left or the right side of one of the platforms and make the jump a different way and still get cleanly through it.
I just wanted to say that LarviStar will be going up against the loser of Ape, or it's spelled EIP, but it's pronounced Ape. He's one of our top runners, or against one of our other top runners, Master Kratos. So Master Kratos versus Ape, definitely check out that match, and the loser of that will play LarviStar in a future match to be determined, Kratos. So you could, not saying you will, because you could win your match just as easily as Ape can, but if you do end up losing, how would you feel about facing LarviStar?
I'd say that I'm pretty confident that I'll just go in and play as I've been playing, just just trying to focus. My first race was definitely like super focus mode, because anytime I go up against an opponent, I always just try to remember like what I want to go in to do, not so much who I'm racing up against or what their PB might be, because there's always that chance that something can go wrong on either end. And so either you're going all focused and you make mistakes, or you're going all focused and you don't make as many mistakes. But I guess at the end of the day, it's just a matter of being confident in your own skills and just knowing that there's always that chance that you can win if you play well, and still giving the other runner just a good chance as well, because I think everyone thinks that the opponent is going to be tough, or it might win, and so there's always that obstacle to think about. But at the same time, I think just having confidence, and so I think I'll be confident either way going in, and I'd be curious to see how it all plays out. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time with Ape's run, so I know that his PB is extremely good, but I'm definitely excited to go up against him to see what happens, and I might be facing LarviStar at the end of it, and who knows.
Heck yeah! Any more questions? Any comments from you or me or Octavia?
Yeah, well, my last comment, as always, is get your butts down to the SML2 Discord, say hello to us, and learn a new game, and go from beating it in like an hour to beating it in 30 minutes within 2 weeks. Because that seems to be the norm for new people running it. You get your first set, you get down to 30 pretty quickly, and then from there it's grinding.
Heck
Fun
yeah!
speed game.
Heck yeah! That's a great way to. I think that's a great way to wrap things up. Yeah. You all set, Kratos?
Yeah, I believe the SML2 Discord server link is available on speedrun.com for anybody who's.
Yeah, I can post it in the chat real quick, actually, since we're speedrun.com. What's the name of the game here? SML2.
Super Mario Land 2 for the Nintendo
Thank
Game
you.
Boy.
I was gonna say, I don't think you've done her voice yet.
6
Do it,
golden
do
coins.
it again. Missed that.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins for the Nintendo Game Boy.
Oh shoot, it won't give me the link. Oh, maybe it will. Maybe if I hold this button. That's what I wanted. Thank you, sir. That's what I wanted. Yes. Heck yeah.
Well, with that,
that's
we
what they're
should
saying in
let,
chat. Alright. Ninja's like, alright, let's get a move on now.
Oh no! Oh, you
kidding,
had to
pussy.
throw that in there.
Right at the end too, eh? Alright, let's go. Peace out, everyone.
Yeah. See you later, alligators.
Good job,
Take care.
runners.